Okay, let's go ahead and get this recording out of the way so I can turn off and relax. Today was the second craft fair I've ever done, and this one was also at a church, which I did have one lady comment of just like, you're in a church, right? When it came to like the themes of my books and a lot of my art and stuff that I had there. And it was just, she wasn't being that rude, I don't think, but I think she had that slight Christian judgmental casting, but she was fine. But anyway, that was just a passing comment. So starting from the beginning, I got there at like fucking, I think I woke up at like 6:35. Ugh. Which is earlier than I had to get up for the other one by just a little bit because I had to drive a little bit further, so I had to make sure I left on time. I had all my stuff packed up the night before, all in my car. I just had to like get dressed, put on some deodorant and stuff, and then grab my drink, take my pills, and head out the door. So I did all that, and I get there. Shut up, speakers, I know. And I arrive and I get to my little table. And I get, they flag me down. They're just like, so there was a mix-up, and so she has your table. The person right next to me, like, she has your table. We just whatever mix up. I'm like, oh, I don't care. As long as I have a table inside, you could fucking put me in the corner for all I care. So it's totally fine. I got literally set just one table over, so it's whatever. And the tables were long too, like if a regular table is this big, these tables are like this big. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude, more room to spread out. It's awesome. So because I imagine these are like feasting tables and stuff like that, like tables for the church to use for like big events and whatever. So they were still like those white leg folding tables, but they were nice. So anyway, I start setting up all my stuff, figuring out how I'm gonna lay out my booth and everything, and take advantage of all the space I have. I laid it out really nicely, and I immediately, as I'm getting settled in there, I'm like, oh no, my fucking stomach is wrong. So I get most of my stuff set up to that point. I still have like 20-30 minutes before we are quote unquote open for 8 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, I'm mostly set up. I need to go to the bathroom, and I hope it's not going to be a thing. I go downstairs, and I go into the men's room, which is one stall and one urinal, and the main door doesn't have a lock on it, so I'm like, all right, whatever, it's fine. So I go and I go into the stall, and the stall doesn't lock, so it just like swings open back into you. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not going to sit on the toilet with my weenie out in a church while I do this. So I grab the little trash can by the sink for paper towels, and I bring that in with me, and I use it to hold the door shut, and I'm going to the bathroom, whatever. I'm not going to get graphic, but like, it was very quickly apparent that it was not going to be a one-time thing. My stomach was fucked, and I took like one sip of my Mountain Dew Kickstart, and it was all over. So I'm down there, and I'm like clutching for my life, and not constipated, fully the opposite. So I finished that run, go upstairs, because it's like down like a little set of stairs, and I keep setting up and I'm all good. I sit down, 5 minutes later, I'm back in the bathroom, go up there, 3 minutes later, I'm back in the bathroom. In a span of probably 20 minutes, I think I went to the bathroom 4 times, and each time was assumingly productive, but I guess not. So I was like, great, here we fucking go. I can't drink my energy drink. I'm gonna have no caffeine. I'm gonna be so sleepy. And so whatever, to kind of skip over a lot of that stuff, went up, the thing opened, people would start wandering in, and I was like, this is going to be bad, I already know I'm going to have to leave, so I wrote up a quick note in my notebook, bathroom break, be right back, and I used that within the first 5 minutes of being open. I set it up, I left, I came back, and then probably another half hour later, set it up, left. So I went to the bathroom a total of 6 or 7 times, and it was fucking miserable. But when it eventually somewhat stopped, I was still having stomach cramps, but when it stopped, I'm not kidding, I was sitting at the table, like actually starting to like fall asleep because my body was immediately drained of all life. I was just like, well, hold on, I'm like, trying to fight my eyes from closing, and that was awful. I was still like being attentive and paying attention, greeting everybody, but it was like, hello, how you doing? It's like fighting for my fucking life. So, but the stomach ache was still kind of present. It wasn't like a full ache. I just kind of felt bad. So, but the pooping had stopped. So I was sitting at the desk at the table, and I decided it was like maybe, I don't know, 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and I texted my boss because I was supposed to, like I did for the first fair, leave the fair and go straight to work. No in between, a full 13-hour day away from home kind of thing. And I texted him just like, hey, not saying anything right now, but just so you're aware, I've been in and out of the bathroom. I'm at the craft fair, and I feel like hell hammered out on the fucking hot pavement. I feel so bad. And I explained it in a way that was not just like, yeah, I don't feel good, I'm not coming in. But I said, like, if I'm going to try to come in, obviously, I don't want to leave you guys hanging, but I'm giving you the heads up just in case I can't, so it's not a last minute thing, but I'm trying. So he's like, all right, thanks for letting me know. And it's a Saturday, so I feel fucking bad because not only is Saturday sometimes busier, it's been actually quieter these past years, but it's also, since we're not open for dinner on Sundays and Mondays, actually on Tuesdays and Wednesdays now, all the dinner stuff has to be put away, thrown away, or some stuff that we just didn't use that's still fine can be frozen, like some of the extra seafood and stuff like that, so whatever. So he's like, whatever, that's fine, don't worry about it. So I'm sitting there doing my thing, and even right now, my stomach, I'm also starving. I can feel a black hole of hunger, like right here in my, is that where your stomach is? I don't know where my stomach is, man. I've never seen the inside of my own body. Actually, I have with my polyps. But yeah, so it was like, a big ball of hunger, like right here on top of stomachache. So it's like, I'm starving. Oh, I want to die. So it's a really bad double whammy kind of twisting and cramping and burning. And so I'm doing better, but still, like, I'm fucking dizzy, I'm heavy, I'm like falling asleep because my body just got so drained of everything. I have no food in me, can't even have any caffeine because it's upsetting my stomach more. So I get a bottle of water and I'm sipping that. Dude, it's the fucking worst bottle of water I've ever had in my life. It was like, it tasted like backwash. It was horrible. It was like Dasani backwash. But things are going well, and I start to improve a little bit. People are coming in and out, and just to wrap up the stomachache thing before I get into the other stuff, I was starting to feel okay to the point where, like, all right, I'm going to text him again and let him know, hey, I still don't feel good, but I can try to come in at 5 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock to give you guys at least a couple hours to help with cleanup and alleviate some of that stress. I'll do my best to help out. I just still feel a little bit dizzy and whatever, but like I should be okay. And he said, surprisingly, I was shocked, but he said, don't worry. He's like, you never call out sick, so take the time you need to rest and whatever have you. So I'm like, I still feel really guilty. I don't like calling out of work, but whatever, it's okay. He said it's okay. He said it's okay twice, so we're good. So I'm home right now. Obviously, it's 2:41. So to wrap up the stomachache thing, yeah, I started to feel better. Still don't have a lot of energy, and I still just feel kind of slumped. But my stomach doesn't hurt. It's only really hungry now, but I'm afraid to eat anything because I'm afraid it's going to twist it again. I will nibble on something. I think I've discovered that it's whole grains. I think whole grains are fucking me because I had a whole grain blueberry, like, soft baked, fucking whatever, bar thing. And I had one of those last night before bed, and it seems pretty consistent that whole grains and like nuts and stuff like that, like too many nuts and whole grains, cause me to get sick in the morning. So I think I just need to, like, I don't know. Anyway, let's get to the other things. So things are going fine. To my left, the people I'm seated around to my left is a lady who is really sweet and she like she finds and scavenges bowls, ceramic dishes, vases, and stuff, and her husband transform them into bird houses, bird baths, and stuff like a lot of really cool stuff. And she also does it all super cheap. Like she's like, oh, I spend 8 hours crocheting this little thing, and I sell it for $2. I'm like, lady, I undersell myself, but you put 8 hours in. Like I wouldn't undersell myself that much. I'm like, make it at least 5. Come on. But she was really nice. And then to my right were two Chinese ladies, a little bit older, and they were, I guess, the main lady, because I think her cousin joined her later on in the day. The main lady whose booth it was selling a lot of Chinese decorative things, like little hand mirrors, hair spike things for like when you put it up in a bun, you put the spike through it. Like these little trees with gemstones and jewels, like a lot of just kind of like tchotchke stuff, and none of it was handmade, but it was stuff that was like her uncle who passed or something came from his house, and they just were sifting through and like, oh, we're gonna bring all this stuff and sell it. So it was like a yard sale table kind of thing, but for all this specific type of things. Both of them were doing great. The Chinese ladies did great at the beginning, then they slowed down a lot, then they picked up at the end. The crafting lady to my left was doing phenomenal the whole time, and every time I was done talking to someone, like, definitely go check her out. Her stuff's really affordable, and it's all really cool. I didn't get anything from her because I didn't know what I would have wanted. I did get a cool gemstone tree, like bonsai looking tree thing from them. It's not a bonsai tree, but like just picture that, and it's kind of like that. For like $5, they were selling stuff incredibly cheap because it wasn't handmade. It was just like, it's just getting rid of the stuff that was my family members. But then to get to how I did, oh, my stomach. I definitely need to find something to chew on. I kept first of all, I got my 1 free hot dog voucher, which is badass. Didn't use it obviously because I was not eating a church fair hot dog with my stomach being this way. But as far as sales went, I sold. Go down the list. My most popular thing was the photo prints, but not at first. They were definitely slow to take off. I sold about 7 of them. Inconsistent pricing because the photo prints themselves are I think $4, but I was like, oh, for that one add $2. You can have it for $2. And then especially like some older people would come up and they're like, barely able to like speak very loud, and they're like, how much is this? And I was just like, $2 just to, I don't know if you guys heard that. It's like a whole entire container of bubbles just blew through me. So they were typically $4 or $5, especially in a frame, but some of them I sold for like $2 just to make it quick and easy. So 7 of those. I sold 2 pins, or like pins, buttons for like a shirt, whatever. Some guy bought 2 of those for his nieces and nephews or his grandkids. I couldn't remember. I sold 1 of the paranormal, the unexplainable book about my ghost stories. I sold 4 of Incarnation because, as I would explain the books, every time I'd have to like, here's the thing. I realized and I found out that half the people that come up to my booth think I'm reselling stuff because they see a bunch of different books with like covers that don't all look the same, or like they're all part of a series or something, and they don't know my name, so they see it all and I have to explain. So everything on this table is mine, made, and they go, you wrote all these, blah blah. So like, yeah, they all think that I'm like, a bunch of people who pass by think I'm just like selling random books. Like, nah, dog, these are my books, I wrote them. Like, everything here is mine except for these bracelets. Those are Nin's, because Nin made some little bracelets from beads and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, give me a few. I'll put them in the crafting fair to see if they sell. Didn't sell any bracelets, but people thought they were really cute. But yeah, so people thought that people, I guess, were assuming that they weren't books that I wrote, that I was just selling stuff, which is why craft fairs should only be stuff that you make so people know, so people have an impression of what they're going in, what they're expecting, because when you have a table to my right that's, selling all these Chinese tchotchke things that they didn't make, that they're just selling because they got them from a family thing, then it sets a bad precedent of what everyone else has, So I was just like, whatever. But I sold 4 Incarnation because that was one I always said, if you're interested in the books, it's great. But if you don't want to take the plunge into such a long book and you want to get a feel for the writing first, I recommend this one. It's about a tree, blah, 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 to explain the premise to them. And I say it's like 60 pages, and it definitely gives you an idea of what my writing style is like. So a lot of them jumped on Incarnation for that reason, and because they just thought the story of a tree sounded interesting, so whatever. And I sold 2 of book 1, Children of House, which is really cool. I think that was everything I sold. So 2 book 1, I sold a total of 7 books, 7 photos, and 2 pins, which is fantastic. And I bought the little tree thing for $5. Overall profit, I don't know exactly how much it was. I mean, I know I rounded down $1 because somebody bought book 1 and Incarnation. And book 1 I sell for 16 at the craft fair. Incarnation is 10. So for them, just to make it easier, I rounded down $1 to make it 25. Oh, and I had I got a transfer. You're my phone. Hello, phone. I had one Venmo payment as well. So that was somebody who bought Incarnation, did it through Venmo. So that right there is like $40 for Incarnation. Unexplainable is $8. Book 1 being 16 each. One of them was 15, so like 31 for those. And then all the photo prints were like, let's say on average $3 per, because I rounded some down to $2. So, and then the pins I think were $2 each, something like that. So all in all, it makes up for me not going into work today. Which is great, but the way that it works is like, all right, so all this money goes towards restocking and new photo prints and whatever have you. I felt like an idiot though, because I have this flash drive that I bring with me to Walmart to print the photos, and I went up there yesterday to print some and to do some other shopping, and I plug it into Walmart's Instant Print thing, and I'm looking through the folder like, where are all the photos I put in here? I didn't put them in there. I made a folder on my desktop of the photos I wanted to print as like my best photos and stuff, and like new ones, and I made the folder on my PC, never put it on the flash drive, so I just had no new photos to put in there. Oh well, that's my fault. It's funny because I got to tell that story to somebody, we both laughed over it, but fuck, I want to die. Holy shit. But it was a good time. I had a great time with it, and I definitely want to do it again. It is exhausting, constantly having to greet people and try to sell them on your stuff without trying to sell them on your stuff, I usually would open up and be like, hey, hello, hey, how you doing? Did you guys find anything cool here? You looking around, anything stand out to you? Like, did you just get here? Have you seen this stuff outside? I would like ask them about their experiences so far, because it opens up the conversation, and then I would immediately have to say, so yeah, everything here is mine, blah blah blah, I wrote all the books, and I'd be like, so the way I have it laid out is like, book 1 is in the front, on either side of it is the other side stories, and then all the sequels and stuff for book 1 are behind book 1 in a row. So I go, so starting in the middle, like this is the first book, and then everything back here is a continuation of the series, so you're aware. And that's usually how I would have to go about doing it. I had a lot of good conversations with people, but I was already exhausted from everything that's going on that morning, and I'm so exhausted from talking to everybody and having to hold a lot of conversations that, frankly, the conversation ended, they were still sifting through photos, and now we're just standing there quietly as he goes through photos, and then the conversation picks up again, stuff like that. So, but I need to look for more craft fairs, preferably not ones on a Saturday, but yeah, I'm going to be looking for some more to do. So that was my second craft fair experience. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go fucking die, I guess. Bye.